very warm greeting. I am overwhelmed, I can tell you. I had no idea.
Local representative for the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association for BC and the Yukon, Tim Cole.
To Jillian and Terry and their son Scott, you know, everyone being here, this is, Terry is to a large extent responsible that we can gather and have our breakfast here tomorrow, this morning.
100%
There we go. A show of appreciation to you for all of the work that you have done for the Canadian Owners and Pilots Association, for the for DAPCOM, and for the RAA, and all of the various organizations that are here. But this morning, it's Canadian Owners and Pilots Association that are up front, and Terry is the vice chairman of the West for Canadian Owners and Pilots Association on the board, and a representative for British Columbia and the Yukon. So this is an appreciation award from BC and the Yukon for all of the work that you've done. And the first one is from Bob Kirkaby, who's the chairman of the board of Canadian Owners and Pilots Association. I first met Terry when he was elected to the COPA board in 2006. In 2008, he was elected to the COPA Executive Committee and also appointed as our board parliamentarian. Terry, the work that you do for COPA and personal aviation is very significant and very much appreciated. The support you give to me is particularly appreciated. Thank you. And I wish I could be there. Your friend, Bob Kirkaby, chairman of the COPA board. From Kevin Sutka, the president and chief executive officer of Canadian Owners and Pilots Association. It takes more than staff to make this volunteer organization work for your freedom to fly. And Terry has done more than his fair share of volunteering. Terry, your advice and assistance to me and your representation of BC and the Yukon members is a vital part of COPA's success. Thank you, and thank you, Jillian, for sharing Terry with us. Kevin Sutka, President and CEO.
Thank you.
Wow, and I think that deserves a round. I've asked Jillian to put together a little bit of a bio on Terry's background. So this is from Jillian.
Did you tell him everything?
Did
you tell her everything?
Those are the bits that are in there.
Terry was born in England during World War II, and he went to a Catholic boys' school where he was taught by Jesuits, and he was a boxing star there. And he also played rugby. Terry joined the Merchant Navy and was a purser on the P&O boats, and of course now that's the Pacific and Orient. Now they're known as the love boats, but they were in the business long before the love boats. Great story for a young fellow. And at that time, they were doing round-the-world cruises after the reopening of the Suez Canal. Terry immigrated to Canada via Montreal and crossed to Vancouver on the Canadian Pacific Railroad train. And for a short time he worked on the trains as a waiter. As a gopher at H.A. Simons Construction, he learned of the new BCIT and joined the Civil and Structural Engineering program. After graduation, he worked at various construction sites as a site superintendent in places like Salmon Arm and Kamloops, and it was in Kamloops that he got his pilot's license. Stints followed in Malaysia, Exshaw, Alberta, Steep Rock, Manitoba, Delta, Utah, and Helena, Montana. When he finally settled in Vancouver, he worked for Mac Blow at Harmac near Nanaimo. And the highlight here was he was flying to and fro in a Grumman Goose. In 1987, together with Bob Cutting, he commenced the building of a Mach 1 replica Spitfire, and ultimately formed Tally-Ho Enterprises to create and market drawings of the aircraft. Currently, over 20 customers around the world have purchased the plans and are building the aircraft. In 1991, he started ILC, a laser cutting business. And at this time, the process was fairly unique here in the Lower Mainland, and after a daunting start, he built it up to a successful business that he sold in 2005. While here in the Lower Mainland, he found Delta Heritage Airpark, and it has been a big part of his life ever since. He, along with others, fought vigorously to save the park, which at one time was in danger of being closed down. He has been actively involved with the airpark and with the RAA, and he was a charter member of the Pacific Parkland Foundation, which has been successful in raising money for enhancing and acquiring Metro Vancouver parklands. For the past 15 years or so, he's been a member of the Vancouver Remembrance Day Observance Committee, arranging and coordinating the November 11th flypast. In 2006, he was elected as a director for BC and the Yukon for COPA, and in 2009, he was elected by the board to serve as Western Vice Chairman. Terry has the ability to cut through the rhetoric and get to the crux of an issue in a clear and decisive way. His aim has always been to support general aviation and to ensure it will thrive and survive. Terry, as you can see by all of the friends and well-wishers here today, that you have great respect here, and it's very well deserved. What you have done for the Canadian aviation, and in particular here in the Lower Mainland, not just for Canadian Owners and Pilots Association, but for all of the groups, is something that you can be really proud of, and that's why folks are here today. We have an appreciation award, and COPA Flight 5 and Delta Airpark were very instrumental in putting this together, but it's all of the various COPA groups. We've got members from other COPA flights here. And this is a COPA 2010 British Columbia and the Yukon Appreciation Award presented to Terry Wilshire, Vancouver, British Columbia, for years of outstanding service to the aviation community. Ladies and gentlemen, will you be upstanding, and let's have a little round of applause.
I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. I'm delighted that we do have this facility, and I would just like to say that of all the things that I have been either fortunate or unfortunate to be involved in, whether it be working for wages, by far the most satisfying endeavors have been on a volunteer basis, working for a community or the aviation community, whether it be RAA or COPA, and it has given me the greatest personal satisfaction than anything else that I have done. I have, of course, been able to do it with the wonderful cooperation of my wonderful wife and family, and I want to encourage any of you here who are sitting around thinking of what you might want to do. There is a golden opportunity to participate in a volunteer basis in such wonderful organizations that are represented here today. Thanks again. I do appreciate this.